Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully get our user, that means which user is logging, username and user email address is visible, right? And also we design our edit profile page, and from to this position, as I told you, I want to do where whatever the images you will choose from your computer, automatically this image will be loaded. So you can do that work with using JavaScript very easily. So I show you for doing this. First of all, that is our submit. Okay, so right now I want to change that, not the submit, it will be as an update. Okay, because from here I want to update our profile, and then our type will be as a submit type. So I will do the things later. First of all, I want to complete this portion. So that means this JavaScript. For doing this in our input field here, okay, so here I want to add one of the ID. So that is our default one, that means our default bootstrap ID. So now I want to change it. Here I want to take one of the ID name, that will be as image. Okay, so this type of one of the ID I just simply declared. And also I want to add another ID, in particular that area. Okay, so I show you, like I put another ID and here I name it as a show image. Okay, so this type of one of the ID, that will be ID, and that is our another ID. Perfect. So now I want to do after this. Okay, after this I added that script, so that will be one of the JavaScript. So I put that script. So to the script area, first of all I want to take one of the document. Okay, I want to take one of the document, and the document area I put as a ready, and document ready will be one of the function. Okay, document ready will be one of the functions. If you know a little bit the JavaScript, then that is very much easy, one of the JavaScript. So I just simply load it, and after that I want to add that our ID. That means here it will be our hash. I want to use that our from where actually I want to update that image. I want to update that image from to this area. So that is our ID I have already declared as the image, so that will be as this image. Okay, so when you select this image, that means from to this position, whatever the image you will be selected. Okay, whatever the images you will be selected, then I want to use it another function as a change function. Okay, that means automatically then that will be as a change, right? So for the reasons here I name it as a change function. So that is one of the JavaScript function. So with the change function I want to pass one of the element. So I just simply pass that element as E. Okay, so perfect. So I just simply add both of these, and after that I want to take one of the variables. In JavaScript, if you take one of the variable, you have to use it as a var, and I just name it as a reader. Okay, I name it as a reader, and I create one of the object for our file reader. Okay, I name it as a file reader. Okay, so I simply create it, and after that we have to onload it. That means this reader. So this reader I want to onload and onload our this function. So I make it as a function. Our function will be our with this element. So I just simply pass that element, and then here we have to add where exactly that will be visible. That will be visible in our this ID area, right? So that is our show image ID. So after this I want to use the same condition. That means the same with this show image. So that is one of the ID. So here we have to pass it with this ID with the hash, right? And then whatever the attribute will be as this one as a src. Here we have to pass this attribute. So now I pass it as attribute. Okay, our attribute will be as a src, and then I want to pass that our element value and target result. Okay, so that will be as a target result. Perfect. And then here I want to pass that our reader, and then our read as data URL. So that will be our data URL. Our data URL will be as this one. That means E target. So here I pass it as E, and that means E our element, and the target, and target will be our file. Okay, our files, and with the files our first object, that means first array data I want to pass it. So that will be our first array with the single quote. Okay, perfect. So friend, that's all we have to do. Okay, so that's all we have to do for display it, and that is our last one. So that is very much simple one of the code. Here we have to write down it, and also when you use that JavaScript, make that sure you have to add also the jQuery CDN. So better I want to load this jQuery. Okay, it's jQuery CDN. If you go, that is a W3. So from the W3 I want to take it. Okay, I open it, do the W3 here. CDN, you can see there is a CDN link. So right now I want to use it in a particular this page. Okay, that means this our view profile edit page. So better I want to use it in here. So after that user, here I simply load that that means the jQuery min.js. So without this actually that will be not work. Okay, so make that sure you add it. That means make that sure you add it, and also make that sure you add the two ID. One is where actually you selected and where exactly it should be visible, and that is our script. Perfect. So if everything okay, it should be work. Now click as a save all, and now I just refresh our project. Here I refresh it. So right now first of all it should be display our default image, right? So now I select one of the image, I select it. Yes, you can see friend, it's now updated. So right now from here if you choose this one, yes, first of all it's now selected. Okay, that means we successfully complete our JavaScript every code and everything is working perfect. Okay friend, so now I want to update. Okay, that means if you want to change that any username, if you want to change that email address, if you want to change that images, so first of all this image will be saved in our particular this area. Okay, that means this profile photo path, and also I want to save this image in here in our upload folder. I have already created one of the folder as user images. So user related every images I will save on here, and then I will visible it. So how can do that work? Better I want to continue this process. In our next video I will update our form, and from to the form area I want to actually insert, that means update all that our user information. Okay, so right now that is, I refresh it. So right now that is user email, and the user, that means our profile image. So how can update it? In our next video I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.